What's going on, everybody? GemMint here, and in this video I'm going to tell you how I got skin cancer. Now, the reason why I'm making this video is because, as you can see by my forehead, I had to have a procedure done today, which is going to cause me to wear this bandage all day and visibly see stitches for the next few days. So in my next few videos, I'm going to have this stuff on my forehead and everyone's going to be asking me what's going on, what happened. So I figured, you know what, I'll just make a video, especially since having this procedure kind of put me back a day in my regular content. So to talk about how I got skin cancer, it first started back in, I think, 2005. And those of you who followed the channel for a long time know that I've been in the music industry in the past. No, I'm not Everlast from House of Pain, but a friend of mine had a record deal and there was a video shoot. It was for Trick Daddy's Bet That in Miami, Florida. So we all went out there and we were out there all day from morning to night outside in the beating sun. And I'll never forget it. I got so sunburned. The next day I was bright red like a lobster. Now, I grew up in South Florida, so I mean, I've had sunburns before. I figured no big deal, but it was really bad. Now, I don't know if I already had something building up on my forehead before that, or if this was just the root cause of it or what. But after that day, I noticed like a growth in the middle of my forehead. And I thought it was a pimple. I would try to mess with it. But then I started to notice that it really wasn't going away. And I would mess with it for months and months. And eventually I was like, man, this might not be a pimple. Let me just leave it alone. I left it alone for quite some time. Years later, I think it wasn't until around 2012 or so when I finally went to a dermatologist. They did a biopsy on it. And then they came back and said, you know what? It looks like basal cell carcinoma, which is a very common type of skin cancer. However, it looks like it's kind of mutated a little bit, and we're not really sure, but we want to remove it just to be on the safe side. So I'm thinking, you know, it's probably mutated because I kept messing with it for months and months, right? So whatever, they remove it, I had a scar there, and they mentioned, hey, this might grow back. So I always kind of kept that in mind. And a few months ago, I noticed something growing out of like the corner of the scar, you know, on my forehead. And I would notice it in videos and thumbnails. It was like a little red thing. You can go back and see. And I would pick at it and I could kind of like peel the skin away, but it would always grow back. So I'm like, ah, man, this thing grew back. Went and had a biopsy recently. If you watch my, I think it's Psylocke and Beast statue reviews by XM Studios, you can see I have a Band-Aid on my forehead. It's because I had the biopsy. Biopsy came back. It looks like there's some skin cancer that has grown back there again, but this time not basal cell, it was a squamous cell. Now, what's funny is like when they did the biopsy, they were like, oh, this looks like an oil buildup, doesn't really look like skin cancer, but we'll call you anyway to let you know. Sure enough, during that call, they let me know it was skin cancer. So I had MOHS surgery again. So this is the second time I've had it. And they remove a chunk of it, and then they test it to see if they got all of it. And if they don't, they have to go back and cut again. So luckily, they did get all of it in the first time. So right now, as far as I know, I don't have any skin cancer anymore. And it's just something that I'm always, going to have to look for. So I thought I would make this video to share. Sometimes you guys dig the personal type of videos. And like I said, you guys would have been asking crazy questions over the next couple of days because I do have a lot of great content on deck. I got the Killer Instinct Arcade 1-Up downstairs, and I have 2 sample statues, 1/3 scale from Legendary Beasts / XM Studios, man. I got the Magneto and the Cyclops. The only thing is I can't really do any strenuous activities today. They don't want this to bleed, so I'm going to have to try to start working on that stuff tomorrow, as well as get back into the gym. I hate how I had to have an extra rest day today for this surgery, but yeah, man, that's the story on how I got it. Everything should be good now. I should be good to go. I'm just going to chill for the rest of the day and then get back to work tomorrow. Appreciate you guys watching, and thanks for all the well wishes on Twitter and on Facebook. You guys stay minty fresh. Peace.